talking to the Beaver Institute folks, and they said you are going to get out and see some beavers, so that's exciting. You can check out our fall colors as well, and our beautiful fall weather. Welcome to our state, and hopefully you're enjoying the time that you're spending here, both at the University of Colorado and beyond. And thank you to the Beaver Institute for putting on BeaverCon 2024. And thank all of you for your shared commitment to this very important work around this species. In Colorado, we know that protecting and preserving our water resources, as it is across the West, is a key part of our success as a state, of our livability, of our economic success. We are in Colorado the water source for the Colorado River, the South Platte, the Arkansas, the Rio Grande, headwaters to 18 downstream states. And we take seriously our role in stewarding the health of our watersheds. And we know that natural infrastructure is incredibly important in many ways, as important or more than built infrastructure. And we want to make sure that we can partner with, of course, the natural architects of infrastructure, beavers that populate and shape our headwaters. Beavers really show John Muir's wisdom that, quote, when we try to pick out anything by itself, we find it hitched to everything else in the universe. Because, of course, beaver dams and canals provide a refuge for most Western wildlife that depend on these aquatic habitats, not just in our state, but across the entire habitat range. Beavers are really a powerhouse when it comes to restoring wetlands and watersheds across our state. Scientists are starting to describe beavers as climate-solving heroes, as their ecosystem engineering helps mitigate some of the impacts of droughts and floods, which really elevate beaver conservation efforts, particularly given the changing climate. And this area that you're in now, Boulder, we had a enormous flood in 2013. And we had some of the 3 largest wildfires in the history of our state 3 years ago. So a lot is changing here, as I'm sure it is in other areas, and we want to make sure we enlist our natural architects to improve our resiliency. Now, we know that beavers haven't always been treated as the critical partners that they are. Through both trapping and habitat loss throughout history, it's led to a major depletion of Colorado's beaver population. And their absence has created dry streams, abnormally warm habitats, damaging floods, excessive sediment impacting downstream infrastructure and habitats, and hurt the success of other animals, from large game species to other kinds of birds and other animals as well. And frankly, we need beavers back in their historic numbers. And that's why in Colorado, we're focused on restoring beaver activity to our landscapes. Our state wildlife agency, and I think they're here, Colorado Parks and Wildlife, which is a partner in this conference, is working to conserve and expand beaver habitat. CPW staff work to improve habitat through stream restoration projects, riparian plantings, providing robust support for initiatives around stream restoration that mimic the natural processes of streams, until the nature's restoration specialists, the beavers, have what they need to move in and do their important work. They also work for free. We don't have to pay them, which is great. Look, we are also appreciative that some of the work around federal funding is being used for ecosystem restoration, I'm sure in many states, allowing us to restore our headwaters on a landscape scale, creating cleaner and more reliable water and connected habitats for aquatic and terrestrial life. We've been excited to have a number of wildlife crossings to connect habitat at many of our highways, not only allowing for connectedness and movement of animals, but reducing traffic collisions, saving human lives and animal lives, and reducing traffic delays. If you get a chance to see any of those during your time here, check some out. But we know we need to do more beaver coexistence work, and we look forward to working with the Beaver Institute on this. To build on these actions, Colorado Parks and Wildlife kicked off a process to create a statewide beaver management plan, and the CPW staff leading this effort are here at BeaverCon. Brian and Boyd, where are you guys? So sharing wisdom and input with them as Colorado hopefully embarks on some nation-leading efforts in this area. our wildlife folks are very excited to be helping to lead that charge. These efforts are part of a broader effort to adapt to the realities of a changing climate and of course protect our quality of life, our environment, our water for generations to come. That includes embracing nature as a key ally. And our Office of Climate Preparedness works to advance nature-based resilience and adaptation strategies that help us sustain and improve biodiversity, strengthen resilience for disasters and hazard risk management, and of course support climate-smart development. For freshwater ecosystems, working with nature includes protecting and restoring wetlands to capture and filter water, reconnecting streams and rivers with the floodplains to increase their ability to refill our groundwater stores and dampen flooding, and managing for beavers to create, maintain, and expand our precious wetlands, of which we don't have a lot in Colorado. We're a very dry state. Last year, I signed a new bipartisan law to clarify the scale and types of stream restoration projects that can be implemented without impacting downstream water rights or triggering the need for complicated and uncertain water court processes. As we continue taking these actions to protect our streams and wetlands, we know that when the Supreme Court rolled back the protections for streams and wetlands, waters in the U.S., we stepped up, and I think we were the first state to adopt in statute. Protections for vulnerable waters with a Colorado's universities, and you happen to be at one, welcome to University of Colorado Boulder. We have many others, Colorado State University, down the road, School of Mines. They are leading the way to help increase our understanding about how beavers can help us adapt to climate change and the realities that we face on the ground. Colorado State University's Natural Heritage Initiative is pioneering ways to use machine learning and remote sensing to track beaver wetland changes throughout the Colorado River Basin. Our federal partners at the U.S. Forest Service and the Bureau of Land Management are working to kickstart natural processes in our watersheds, creating conditions for beavers to return to more headwater streams successfully. These approaches can help slow the release of spring snowmelt, which is even more important now than ever before since our snow is melting earlier than it used to, causing many of our streams to dry up and leave people without wildlife in later summer and fall. Many of our amazing Colorado ranchers, including our Parks and Wildlife Commission Chair, Dallas May, who's here. Where's Chairman May? He's not here right now. He was at the conference. Yes, you got to hear from Chairman May. Have embraced, he's a rancher in southeast Colorado. He embraced the benefits of living alongside beavers while innovating strategies for managing impacts to infrastructure. We're also encouraged by the emerging research coming out of the Cameron Peak burn area, which was Colorado's largest wildfire in the history of our state, revealing the important role of beaver dam complexes in mitigation for and recovery from these kinds of catastrophic wildfires. Beavers are nature's engineers, and it turns out they are also involved with being nature's firefighters and fire mitigation workers. If we've learned anything from our history, it's that we must work with nature and not against it to improve biodiversity, strengthen resilience for disaster and hazard risk management, support climate adaptation, and ensure that Coloradans today and tomorrow can continue to thrive, as well as other residents across the country and the world. Beavers truly can be our partner and are our partner in climate action and resiliency and improving. They are critical in their own right as one of the many diverse species of wildlife that call the America's home. You all get this, that's why you're here at BeaverCon 2022 in beautiful Boulder, Colorado. And I want to thank you for your work. The work that you've done nationally helps inform the science-driven work that we do here in Colorado. And we're grateful that the work that you're doing and the impact it has, yes, of course, on beavers, but also to preserve the health of our precious water and wildlife resources generally that rely on the work that beavers do. Thank you all, and welcome to Colorado.